Hello, everyone. To be honest with you, I had a pretty rough day. So I thought I would spend the night hanging out with some of my favorite people. So I have a china cabinet. Well, it's my mom's china cabinet, but it is full of teacups that my great-grandmother collected. And so I am going to go through them and rank them and also name them and say like who I would envision if like this teacup was a person. I think it's going to be pretty fun. So I don't know, maybe this is kind of silly, but yeah, like I said, maybe I'll get into why today was so bad, but let's get started. Should we start on let's start on the top shelf. Okay. Apologies if I have any panty lines. Okay, so this teacup right here it has July written on it. The bottom says it's Royal Albert bone china from England. It's the Flower of the Month series, and this is Forget-Me-Not. So let's look at the saucer first. It's got this really cool gold enamel right here. Some forget-me-nots right in there. And little detailing. So this is, oh, okay, let's look at the cup next. So the same forget-me-not on it. Matching gold. And then I really like the handle. You see, it's like delicate. So this, I feel like, I'm gonna give it a 5.5 out of 10. It's nice, but like, you know, it doesn't wow me. Even though this is for July, I'm getting like a lady named June. She's like, in her late 40s, and I feel like she wears a lot of khakis, like, cause this is delicate and girly, but still like earthy and smart. This is a tea set that a mother-in-law would love. You know, she's not out here trying to hurt anybody. She probably majored in anthropology or sociology. So that's gonna just sit this over here. I'm probably gonna change my mind and have to put them up. Okay, so let's go and get another one. Okay. This next one. Okay, I'm definitely getting like an Ethel vibe. So previously, you know, like I hate to be rude to this one, but I'm getting like, let's say 3.7 out of 10. Okay, it's a little bit of a delicate pattern, but nothing that really blows me away. This kind of looks like an ear. A pattern on the inside, but honestly, it doesn't pop. The colors are kind of muted, and you know, it's just kind of lazy. It makes sense because it's not like, you know, fine bone china. Yeah, I'm getting like an Ethel vibe. You know, she just kind of blends into her Bible study group. Not trying to hurt anybody, but you know, Ethel. Okay, I'm going to open up the cabinet now, and I got like these pants. I got them for $4 at Gabe's. So let's open this up. Now, here's where it starts to get fun. Let's look at the saucer first. Oh, look at that gilt. What are those? Violets, I guess? Now, this kind of reminds me of June over there, Frilly July. Remember what we called her, June. But she's like fancier, right? I'm gonna say Annette. I'm gonna name this one Annette. Like, she's classy and glitzy. See that? Ooh, oh, it's like scalloped there, giving that a little extra. And then it's alternating the gilt plus the accent that's kind of like a little tramp stamp right there. You know, oh my gosh, I must have blueberry in my teeth. I was just eating blueberries earlier. But it's not, you know, splashed all over everything. This is an Annette. And would you look at that? On the bottom, it says Queen Anne bone china from England. I'm going to rate this a solid 8. Right on the mark. It's just elevated. It's elevated and girly and classy. Annette. She like dresses like a French woman, but wouldn't admit it. She's like bougie, but still cool about it, you know. Would probably get you like a pair of cashmere sweatpants. That's an Annette. Okay, what's next? Okay. Now she is a little bit of a conundrum. Okay. I feel like she would hang out with Annette. So this is actually, I don't know if you can see, but this is actually really light lavender. Okay, I like the saucer better than I actually like the cup. And here's why. So I feel like the saucer has this really striking symmetry. You see, it's just this really light, a little bit of gilt, and then boom, that flower. But the color, the very, very delicate color, is enough to make it interesting. And then, honey, what are you doing? See, it's mismatched right here, which, you know, in a different cup, I might think that maybe that was like, you know, playing with asymmetry. And then you get to the scalloped, but the scalloped it doesn't feel as intentional. It just kind of feels like they didn't really know what else to do with it. That, and then this right here. My brother's listening to a watch play. All right, yeah. Not watch play. Oh my God, I sound like a boomer. Well, I am reviewing Teacups. But right here, do you see that? See, that to me is very clean and precise. So this is just a little bit confused. Chloe. I feel like this is like a Chloe. Because like, you know, Chloe doesn't know whether she wants to be like badass or like kind of girly, you know, and it's a little, there are things I do appreciate about this. I'd say compared to the first one, you know, I'm gonna say like a 4.6. It doesn't blow me away. It kind of just leaves me wanting more on a lot of different levels. Okay, I'm gonna put her over there, and I'm wondering, should I scoot you guys in a little bit closer? That did nothing? Great. Okay. Who's next? Interesting. So here we have Annette's sister. You see, you have a very similar vibe going on to this. You still have, I'm gonna call it like a leaf handle. See how it kind of looks like a leaf? You have the scalloping, which I do appreciate. It feels intentional this time. Let's look at the plate. Let's look at the plate. I'm actually going to compare them. So, see, this to me just feels like middle child syndrome. She's the oldest, Annette, and you know, the green just doesn't pop as much. And do you see how the alternating really just, whereas this, it kind of blends in a little bit more. I feel like this is like, I'm honestly struggling with this one. This is how much, this one's really frustrating because there's nothing that I dislike about it. It's such a solid 5 and the most negative 5 I could give it. I'm not even getting a personality. This is like an absence of a personality off of this one. I'm so very sorry, Teacup. I'm sure that my great-grandmother loved you. But great-grandmother, what were you thinking? Yeah, let's reserve this one. I can't think of a name. Or like, why don't you guys tell me in the comments if you know the name for this one. Okay. Now we're gonna get to my favorite shelf. Okay. Yeah, so okay, this is weird. I had to double check that it matched. It's green. I really like the texture, but it's a really light green, in case you can't tell. Then, light green, look, it looks like a leaf. Ooh. Now, I really appreciate this. This, to me, is like a girl that wears Birkenstocks and baggy pants and a teeny tiny little top. You know, she's like earthy, but like still girly. Probably studied like environmental science. This is like, yeah, I feel like this is like a Joanna, or like a Jane. Jane, I like, yeah, I like Jane for this, because she's, you know, like Jane Goodall. I'm gonna give this like a 6.8. 6.8, maybe a 7. Right, maybe I'm trying to force the names too much. No, you know what? I like Jane. I'm gonna stick with it. I mean, I am, after all, the expert on naming teacups, so, you know, if I don't trust myself, who will? Moving on. Now, buddy, look at this beauty. It looks like the inside of a shell. And then the purple, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at the, I mean, chef kiss. And then, unlike the other teacups, which just sit on the base like the commoners that they are, these have little legs, they're little feet. And then, oh, look at that. That is so cool. This I'm gonna give a 9.2, based purely off the shininess of it. Absolutely. Like, this woman, or this teacup, I'm gonna say, is like this is a Serena, because, you know, it's so extra to where, like, you don't want it to work, but it just does. Serena. Yeah, she's like a lawyer, or like a business executive. and wears like in Sweden, and like wears really great suits, and you're like, how do all these things work together? But then it just does, and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm reading an article about you. How do I become you? This is I'm personalizing. I think that with these cups, I'm just like describing my type for the cups that I like. Thigh problems, am I right? No one laugh at me if I have blueberry in my teeth, by the way. Okay. This one, another just knockout. Look at it. And then I love how it's like so plain on the outside, but except for that little thing, and then boom. This one is like my favorite. That and the Serena. And you know what? I'm going to name this one Heather after my mom, because my mom's favorite color is green, and because she is so much more of a badass on the inside than she seems like on the outside. So this one is Heather for those reasons alone. Don't make fun of me. Okay. You know what? I don't want this video to go on for too terribly long, and I've gone through some of my favorites. So I don't think I'm going to actually review all of them. I'm just gonna do a couple more of my favorites, and then I'll tell you guys about why my day was so bad, if anyone cares to stick around for that. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna grab this one. There's like several more shells left. Okay. So, where should we start? Okay, let's start with this one. This one to me feels like a Sophie. Because it's so old-fashioned, but it still ends up working. See, it's like, it's straightforward. I feel like this girl would just like, she's like into crocheting, but not in an obnoxious way. I give her like a 70% chance of being vegetarian, but still knows how to cook really, really good chicken. I give this one like an 8.4 out of 10. You know, it doesn't reinvent the wheel, but I appreciate, you know, I think that the all over pattern is really bold, but the color choices, the mutedness, I really like it. And it also reminds me of a lot of my favorite Vogue shoots where, or I just really like whenever things match each other. I know it's weird because I'm wearing like a black top and pink pants. Normally I would, you know, I have like a pink top that goes with these. That's Sophie. Okay. Now, I feel like this one, let's look at these. I feel like this is like a Samantha. Like this is the most like, I don't know why, I'm just getting like a lesbian vibe from this teacup. You know, it's like kind of like Anne of Green Gables, like tomboy kind of thing. where the like earthiness and the girliness almost ends up kind of making it like not super femme. It's really earthy. This has got like horse girl energy, but like not in a bad way. This girl probably like, I don't know, volunteers with a charity that pairs up like kids with developmental disabilities with horses. Yeah, Samantha. Sam. It's like a Sam cup. Now this cup. A Lindsay, if I have ever seen one. I don't know why. Like, this is really one I can't explain why. But let's look at it quantitatively, shall we? This is like girly, but without being high femme, which I do appreciate, as opposed to Serena, which is just like, you know, here for the gods. You know, this is like yoga pants girly. Like, this is like, not Lululemon, but like the Whole Foods equivalent of Lululemon. You know what I mean? It's got the scalloping, but it makes sense here. It does make sense here. I like how they continue it on the inside. It's like the restrained version of Sophie, but of course it pops more. I like it more because it's purple. Here I am practicing. This is probably how people feel who like review wine for a living. Like, yes, then the earthy aromas. I'm not mad at this one, but it doesn't blow me away. 7.2. Okay. Finally. This one kind of reminds me in some ways of the Heather. Black, dramatic. And then boom, color, life. I feel like definitely a brunette. Oh, I don't know why I set my shoulder up like that. I did that in a photo shoot once and my arm looked so fat. Anyway. Evie. Like, she could be an Ava, but she's got a little bit of fun to her. Brunette. Likes roller derby, but is also like really close to her grandmother. And has a bulldog. I really wish that I could like put some tea in a little cup on and like talk to you guys, but honestly, I'm like kind of lazy and tired right now, so of course I always like to fiddle with things, but I had a really bad day and I just kind of feel like getting it out, so I feel much better, you know, talking about all these cups with you guys. But I've been trying, so I'm living in a house with 3 roommates, a married couple and one of my friends. And the friend is transferring to a different location. So he's moving, and then the married couple are getting their own house. And my boyfriend is going to be moving in with me, and he's trying to find a job right now in Atlanta. And then I was gonna have these 2 roommates, and so we were trying to get our paperwork in because you have to like reapply for the place, which is ridiculous. And then the guy said that he would give us until the, until July. He wouldn't start like, because our lease is up at the end of August, so it would be up in September. So he said that he would give us until, July, the end of July, to have our paperwork in so we could like reapply. He wouldn't put it up until August. And like you have to make $6,000 a month in order to qualify for it. And like I was like getting the paperwork in and we qualify for it, but he was like, I think you might need to like look for another place because, some things have changed and blah, 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 blah. I don't know if the place will still be available. so like I was like freaking out because now, you know, it's like, okay, do me and Jeremy want to like try and find our own studio apartment? Do I, you know, find another house like with the 2 roommates? Because I really liked the house. It's like a really great location, and of course not moving is always great. It's an old historic house, and so it's just kind of like a stressful day. And my name was put up for, or someone also texted me and said, hey, are you available to work like as a PA? And I was like, yeah. And so he said, cool, I'm giving your name to somebody. And then like I texted him today, that was yesterday, I texted him today, I was like, hey, you know, when should I hear back from them? And he goes, oh, you probably should have heard from them by now. So it's just like, you know, I was kind of stressed about like money stuff and, you know, a lot of things. I'm sorry to kind of ramble. This is kind of a silly video, but looking at all the teacups did make me feel better. So I don't want to get, you know, too terribly much into everything. I'm sorry, I know that was kind of like disjointed and I could have explained it better, but I don't really feel like doing a YouTuber, oh my god, story time. But I'll try to keep you guys updated, because I guess when I started really posting on my channel and I wanted to do ASMR type videos that would help people and make people feel good, but then, you know, I started to kind of feel down and I felt bad because I wasn't really in a place where I could make other people feel better. And I got into my head that, you know, positivity just means only sharing whenever you're positive. So I'm trying not to do that. I don't want to be like, oh, poor me, poor me. But I want to share with you guys because you guys have been so supportive, and I read all the comments even if I don't respond to all of them. And I always feel better after I make a video, and just the act of knowing that, you know, we're going to share a moment, even if it's across the internet, just kind of makes me feel good. I might continue with some of the teacups, but yeah, this was a lot of fun. I really like anthropomorphizing things and also stereotyping names. I don't know why, it's just like a silly thing. Ooh, maybe I should do guy names for the other ones, because, you know, guys can be teacups too. Chip was a teacup in Beauty and the Beast. This ramble has gone on way, way too long. Let me know if you have figured out a name for this one. And let me know what your favorite one was if you watched all of this. Thanks for hanging out with me.